So quite recently, guys, I was approached by a brand which is specialized in long distance marathon shoes, and they actually sent me a pair of shoes which is due to release quite soon. So in today's video we're gonna have a look at a very interesting pair which, if I'm not mistaken, it's the third release which is coming from this brand, which is actually quite new on the market. Hello guys, and welcome back for a brand new review. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and also giving me a like. It will really help out the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm gonna review in the next few days. In today's video, guys, as I said earlier, we're gonna have a look at a pair of shoes which is meant to be used in quite long distances. From what I saw on their website, these ones will be good for marathons longer than 26 miles. And this brand actually had a previous model being released, which was the R1, and this one was used for 70 days or 854 miles, and they actually broke 18 records in just one pair of R1s. So most definitely the releases coming from this brand are trying to send a message to the big brands which are well established on the market. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and also take this pair out of the box, which as you can see will come in this brown box, which will have their logo in this white color here on top. We're also gonna have their mount to coast lettering and also the logo in this black color here on top. So I would say that the box is actually quite a simple one, so let's just go ahead and take them out, guys.
Inside we're gonna have two messages. One of it will be when I run I'm just running, and the other one will say for sole runners. And we're also gonna have this ripstop material for this dust bag, which I would say that it's actually quite a nice touch to have inside.
So let's just go ahead and take them out, guys. So in today's video we're gonna have a look at this unreleased yet pair of shoes which is meant to be used for long distances marathons, and this one will be the P1 model. As I said earlier, guys, this brand is actually quite new on the market. If I'm not mistaken, they actually dropped their first release back in 2023. So on the market they actually have now just two releases, which will be the R1 and also the S1 as well. And today's pair it's still to drop, so that's why they've sent me this pair to give it a bit of a run and see what exactly I have to say about it. But before going into the actual details in regards to this pair, let's go ahead and read a few lines about the actual company. So it seems that Mount to Coast is an award-winning footwear brand which is rooted in long-distance running, which will aim to design shoes capable of supporting runners to go way beyond the 26.2 miles of a standard marathon. It seems that they actually have their own biomechanics laboratory, which will integrate innovative midsole materials inspired from various industries to engineer running shoes that offer exceptional comfort, support, energy return, and durability for enduring the most extensive distances. So with this new release which is meant to drop soon, it seems that we're gonna have a few elements which for sure will make this one quite a very good pair of running shoes. And that will include the innovative support 3D arch rail. We're also gonna have some premium cushioning and extra stability. The upper will be also quite breathable, and the midsole will also be quite lightweight. And for this one we're also gonna have an adjustable fit here in the midfoot. So in my opinion, straight out of the box, this one resembles a lot with some pairs coming from Hoka, but this one won't have that very chunky midsole. and in my opinion I really feel that this one feels very similar to a lot of pairs on the market right now. But to be honest, as I've actually just reviewed the new Adidas Ultra Boost 5, I actually feel that this one is very close or even slightly better than that release, where you're gonna have slightly better materials for this upper, and also this midsole feels quite lightweight as well and very squishy underfoot, which to be honest wasn't the case for this Ultra Boost 5, which in a way I was actually a bit disappointed. So let's go ahead and also do a small breakdown of this one, guys. So as you can see, for this upper we're gonna have a mix of just two materials. One of it will be this very breathable mesh in this white color, which as you can see here at the top of the turbo section will have a very interesting design, which for sure will let some extra air to go through. So this mesh will be present here at the front and also in the midfoot, and on top we're also gonna have some overlays. But as you can see towards the back we're gonna have this canvas looking like material, which will give it a bit of a structure, and yet again on top of this one we're gonna have some fused materials as well. As in for the actual lacing system, guys, we're gonna have this rubberized material as an overlay, which will have these punch out holes to keep these flat white laces in place, and underneath these laces we're gonna have a very nice tongue with a very breathable mesh, which I need to admit that underneath it won't have a lot of padding, but I feel that this one is just enough. As you can see towards the top we're gonna have this felt material in this white color, which will have the P1 lettering on top. We're also gonna have the Mount to Coast logo as well, and both will come in this gray color. And for this lacing system, guys, we're gonna have this adjustable wrapping here on the medial side, which will offer a very quick lockdown on the midfoot. Then in the midfoot on the lateral side we're gonna have this Mount to Coast logo in this rubberized material, but this one won't be present also on the medial side, but instead we're gonna have some extra fused material to give it a bit of a structure. As I said earlier, on the back side we're gonna have this canvas looking material, which here at the back will also have this very small pull tab, which will be a flexible one, and this one will have MTC rubberized material on top, which will stand for Mount to Coast. So for sure this one looks actually quite nice and very different to your usual pull tabs. So covering this section from the midfoot to the back of the shoe, we're gonna have this fused material in this white color, which on the lateral side will have written Mount to Coast and also the logo, which will come in this gray color. So going now inside of the shoe, guys, for this one we're gonna have this white lining, which underneath will have a decent amount of padding, which at least for me it felt that it's keeping my foot quite good in place. And also at the bottom, guys, we're gonna have this removable dual zone insole, which will provide an exceptional arch support and also a heel stability, which actually has some extra perforation holes towards the front, and this one will also have this Mount to Coast imprints here at the heel section. So for sure I feel that this one actually gives a very good support and the flexibility in the same time. So now, guys, we can go to this light cell foam midsole, which it's a very interesting and very squishy one. So this light cell, it's a proprietary midsole material as a PIBA hybrid compound fueled by the industry-leading nitrogen supercritical foaming process. This one will be eco-friendly and it will showcase 50% reduced weight comparing to traditional EVA midsole. For sure this one feels very lightweight, and inside of this midsole, guys, we're gonna have this 3D arch rail technology, which will reduce the peak forefoot abduction angles, which are more critical factor in injury risk. This one will activate the abductor hallucis muscle, which is a dynamic elevator on the foot arch, to fight the overpronation. And this 3D arch rail technology will foster better the foot balance and it will help you run injury free. So now, guys, we can finish with these rubber pads for this outsole, which will come in this gray and black colorway, which as you can see will have a lot of this foam exposed in a lot of places, which for sure will let this one flex quite a lot. So this one will actually be called the Go Flow, which also has a very interesting design. In my opinion, this one feels actually a bit too thin, so I really feel that this one will wear down quite fast. As in for the actual sizing, guys, for me, as I have a skinny feet, for this one I just went with my true to size, and I need to admit that this one feels actually a bit roomy. So in my opinion, I would say that this one feels like a pair of Nike Invincible runs, but maybe slightly a bit too roomy. So my recommendation will be that if you have a skinny feet, guys, you should go with a half size down. If you have normal feet, you can just stay with your true to size, and just in case you have wide feet, guys, maybe you would consider to go with a half size up, just to make sure that this one is not gonna be too tight for you. So overall, guys, this is a pair of shoes which was sent to me by Mount to Coast. In my opinion, actually feels quite an interesting one, which has quite good materials and a very interesting technology. In my opinion, this one it's very close to the big brands releases, which I will consider to be the Nike Invincible Run 3 and also the Ultra Boost range as well. I think I will actually place this one between the Nike and Adidas. As I said earlier, the Ultra Boost 5, which just dropped the other week, it feels that the upper it's slightly a bit too plasticky, and also the midsole it's not as bouncy as I would expect. Most definitely this one it's slightly a bit better than that one. Of course, the Nike technology will be slightly a bit more squishier and bouncier, but for sure this one it's actually quite close to these two. Of course, this light cell midsole it's actually quite squishy and very comfortable underfoot in the same time. We're also gonna have that extra insole inside for a better comfort overall, which will also give some extra stability here at the back. So overall, guys, I really feel that this one it's a very interesting pair of shoes which is meant to drop quite soon. So in case you are just fed up with these technologies coming from Nike, Adidas or other brands, I would actually advise you to maybe give this one a try. For sure you'll realize that this one it's very close to the big brands releases, even though this brand it's quite relatively new on the market, but also you have the options to go for the other two releases coming from this brand, which are looking good as well. So yeah, guys, this was my unboxing and reviewing of this upcoming release coming from this new brand on the market, which is called Mount to Coast. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, maybe also subscribe to the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm gonna review in the next few days. Of course, if you want to have a look at any of my latest reviews, you can choose from any of the videos which you have now on the screen. And as always, I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching!